Hey everyone, welcome to Coco Doll Diaries. I just want to jump up here really fast and talk about something I normally don't talk about, and that's breaking up. And the reason I even brought it up is because I do a lot of content on narcissists and how you know when it's time to leave, but what about when you're already or decided to do that and you've broken up? How do you cope? How do you move on? So I just wanted to briefly, talk about that. I am working today, so I'll be looking back and forth. But have you ever loved someone like with your whole entire heart, and the relationship is not going anywhere? So you made the executive decision that it's time to call it quits and you walk away. I've done this years ago. It's the first time I've ever experienced a heartbreak. I think the reason I finally left was because of cheating and a whole bunch of drama with the girl calling me and stuff. I was like, I'm not doing none of that. So, but even with me being a strong one and decided to break it off, it still doesn't change the hurt. You hurt the same way, whether they broke up with you, you broke up with them. The hurt is still the same because when you care, you invest into that. You put your all into that relationship. So for it to fail, it kind of takes you to another level. I recall not even being able to sleep in the bed that I shared with that person. And I was on my couch and I felt like I could not eat. I couldn't think. I gave myself to that person so much that they had that control over me that, even though it was my decision to break up, when it actually happened, I still was so hurt. And it took me like a while to get up off that couch and, move on. And I think like in an earlier video, I kind of like went over, one of my friends came over because I was like lagging at work. I wasn't working, doing my job, and they knew something was wrong with me. But of course, I'm not one to tell my business. So I was just holding it and I was hurt. And with that being said, I knew from that point, I could never give that much of myself to no one ever again. I never want to hurt or to feel like that ever again in life. You're holding on to what was there before and not for what it became, not to what it evolved to, which is, disrespect, lying, cheating. You're thinking back at the old times when you were so love bombed and, head over heels for him or her. And you're just like, you're remembering those times and you're trying to hold on to that. But, it's bigger than that. You can't live in the past. You got to live for what's going on right now. So how do you know when it's time to let go? You know when it's time to let go when a relationship is draining you, when no matter what you do, you're thinking about maybe that argument that you had, that fight, how if you try to communicate, the person kind of shuts you down. You feel like you lose like your self-worth. Those things should never be compromised. And if you're with someone who is compromising the level of you and you don't feel like yourself no more, it's time to reevaluate that relationship and possibly time to let it go. You should never lose you in any relationship, whether you're married, single. If you decide that you're going to be with someone, even though you're together as a unit, you should still have your own individuality. You should still have your friends. He should still have his friends. When you just spend all that time together like that, that's usually a controlling environment. It's some type of mental abuse probably going on in that situation that you need to step back and focus on you a little bit more. In the healing process, number one, you have to accept the reality. This relationship is not working. We're not going to work. I have to move on. From there, you're going to cut all emotional ties with them. I mean, phone calls, letters, emails. If you live together, maybe you should talk about him or her moving out of your place. This is how, you can start that process, because you have to focus everything back to you. You have to concentrate on yourself, fix yourself, because that's part of the healing process. It's okay to cry about it. It's okay to be hurt, because grief is a process in healing. You have to let it out, but just don't stay in that for too long, because life goes on. You still have to live this life. You should not be sleeping on your couch, super depressed, curtains drawn. You should not be in that funk. Shift that focus back on you, worry about you, and you'll be able to get through anything. Keep yourself busy so you don't think about it all the time. And that's just my advice. That's the Coco Doll advice on breakups. Don't give yourself to nobody that much that you take from yourself. Focus on you. Be your own individual in any relationship that you are. And I'm not saying don't love people. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying never allow a person to have that much power over you that when they're gone, you fall apart. That's not healthy. That's like a trauma bond. Don't do it. Worry about you. Love yourself enough to protect this. You have to protect yourself, because not everyone in this world has your best interests at heart. Once again, if you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.